Yeah, I think there's a small delay, so let's just wait a bit. Then, okay, now I see it live. Yeah, don't worry, just let it go, and we wait a couple seconds, then Minato can ping everyone, and then I'll start talking. Okay, nice, I'll wait a couple seconds, and then I'll make the intro. Welcome, welcome everybody, welcome. Okay, we're starting to see some numbers here. Welcome everybody. Yo, Air Nation, hello, hello. There's Yusef here. Yusef, are you ready to fight after this? I hope you are. Let's go guys, come on. Let's give some vibes here. As you can see, the matchup is Tan, the leader of Phoenix, against Criminal, the rising star from TSA clan. Who you guys got for this matchup? I won't express my opinion because you already know. But hopefully, regardless of who will win, I hope the games were gonna be good because both players are really, really, really interesting. Yeah, Taga rooting for the wrong. Let's go, guys, let's go. Hello, Salme, hello. Damit's got the most based comment here. And it's actually true. Also, congrats to Tan for choosing Skelepop as his mascot. How original. Any special prize? Justin, the glory is the price. And also a picture of Salme naked, so worth fighting. Okay, and here we are. Looks like we are starting. And we see a usual lineup from Tan, the classic PA lineup, but he replaced Dark Tulipini with Sledgehog, and it's bringing some light nipples with Beachright. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see the typical Skelepop lineup, but with Shuriken covering, which is really strong in this meta. Let's see how it goes. The fact that Tan doesn't have a fire type will be a little tricky for this Tulipini. It's gonna get a lot of value, and especially he will have a lot of spots for hit final and then try confuse and set up some good Shuriken snipes. Right now also we see that Criminal didn't go for the snipe with Shuriken just because Tan could Terran advantage and force Shuriken to take one critical from Nibbles. So actually a smart play from Criminal. He wants to play it slow and he needs to play around it. Also both players taking their time to think, which is always good. Never rush, always think. Use those 30 seconds. Tan kinda taking this fight, even if it's not the best thing. And here comes the first confuse, obviously called because it's simply too good to not go for it in that scenario. And also Tan goes 0 out of 1 in confusion. That could be really useful later in the game. I also think that Tan has a perfect order, because if you see, all the crits are paired in an elemental advantage. So I think he actually doesn't mind taking this fight, since he doesn't have spin control here. But let's see, everything's still possible. Tulipin is still hitting hard, and this beat threat is almost dead. Tan gotta do something. He keeps hitting. Probably one last shot won't be enough to kill this Tulipini. That can mess Tan's order up, so it's gonna be a little tricky here. He goes for the confuse and misses it. Tan is already 0 out of 2. His cycle is left with 1 miss and 2 hits, which is super dangerous. Because also we have to consider that the other 3 crits of Criminal doesn't have negate. So every confuse or sleep he can land means he can get a free critical. Here there's a problem though. Okay, Tan is 0 out of 3, that's pretty interesting. That's really dangerous. Beatright is dead though, so the main win condition of Tan's team is already gone. Now it's all a matter of hitting the correct spam moves, the correct confuses to come back in the game for Tan. Let's see if he's able to do it. The main problem here is that Tan is forced to give something here. That Shuriken can probably go snipe now. But Criminal decides not to, because he knows he's aware of the risk of it. Probably the best thing Criminal can do is simply keep fighting. In that way, the Shuriken turn can come naturally, and he can keep Scalep up for the nipples 1v1, which is really good. Okay, he decides to use his snipe with Tulipini. Probably simply because Tan doesn't have a fire answer. And also probably because Tulipini is almost dead, which will lead to Shuriken enter. Or force Tan's negate. Shuriken will be really good. Let's see if... Oh, its Nibbles is lower than this Shuriken. That will make it really hard. Yeah. That will be really hard to come back for Tan. Yeah, simply because now he's kinda forced to snipe with Sledgehog if he wants to force an elemental advantage. But there is still Shuriken going, and he has Confuse immunity, so Tan kinda forced to go for this play. But he kinda needs to switch out also. Let's see, there are a couple plays here that Tan can make, but I think it's gonna be really hard for him to come back in the game. Here comes the sledge. And probably what Tan wants to do is negate, bait the Shuriken Snipe simply to throw a sleep, since he has Confuse Immunity. But as we can see, Criminal is probably gonna fight this back, simply because his healthy Scalp Up can allow him to just win this 1v1. Or at least take a 2-turn trade. The thing is, Criminal can't keep fighting long in that order though, because he has his elemental weaknesses all paired in elemental advantage for Tan. So let's see how it goes. Tan right now is in a spot that can allow him to come back, but it's really close. One mistake and it's GG. It's gonna be a really close game. Yeah, here comes the switch. And Criminal here does a really good play. He gets rid of the only sleep Tan has, and the only way Tan can use his last hit of his pump cycle is with Confuse, but the Shuriken has Confuse Immunity. So what will Tan invent here to come back? He's taking his time, and he decided to go with a final move, which obviously leads in a Confuse, which is his last hit of his 2 out of 5 cycle. Scalp Up kills himself, and probably here is the spot to get another Confuse. If Tan is 1 out of 1 of new cycle, he can do a comeback because he will be allowed to critical this Mooncrit twice and force Shuriken to fight Nibbles. But he doesn't want to do this. I think that's kind of a mistake. But there's also to say that he can do it in the next rotation, because what happens now is probably Shuriken for a snipe here. Let's see what Criminal wants to do. Yeah, he goes for it. He's taking his time to think. Maybe he's tempted to go Chilling Winds here, just for the Confuse, which would be really helpful. He goes for it, and it's a miss. It's a miss. So Tan can now switch, force the Mooncrit entrance once again, and snipe it with Twigum. Probably he doesn't want to risk the Confuse, and probably just takes the critical, which will put Mooncrit low on health. So probably doesn't want to go for the Confuse, which can be not needed. Let's see how close this gets without the 1 out of 1 of new cycle. Twigum dies from this snipe, and that allows Tan to attack. Tan probably needs to start this with Fulminating Chomp just to get the Confuse Immunity. Yeah, he knows it. And now Criminal is kinda forced to swap. But he's risking to just make Mooncrit die. Okay, he wants to go for the Confuse that comes into immunity. That's really good for Tan. Probably Tan is afraid of using the main move simply because he fears dying to Mooncrit, but I think he can just win going with main move. And he will obviously get the second turn after, because right now Tan is lower but will be faster than Mooncrit. He knows that, he goes for it. It's 1 out of 1 of new cycle, interesting, but he didn't risk that. And now it's again Tan turn. Let's see what he wants to use. He goes fulminating chomp again. And that's gonna be GG, because Tan is gonna kill it now with Beaver Storm. Wow, what a game. That's what I wanted. Some high level preparation and some high level PvP battle. I'm really it's really interesting that how Criminal went for a Confuse immunity on his Shuriken, kinda knowing that he will need it in the... Kinda predicting that the matchup will be something like Beatright, like Nibbles. Really, really interesting decision. Well played to both, and congratulations to Tan on leading the series 1-0. Really incredible performance by both. I'm surprised actually Tan won. Honestly, I was thinking that he only wins if he's 1 out of 1 confused and he uses it on Mooncrit. But he probably saw the angle to just trade the snipes, which is really well played by him. And now let's see what they got for game 2. Will they change the team? Will they go for the same? Also, one good thing I noticed is how perfectly Criminal played around the fact that Tan was 0 out of 3, which can maybe some of you will say, which is unfortunate for Tan, which kinda was because he lost Beatright due to that. But in those scenarios, knowing that you have 2 guaranteed confuse can be really, really useful, and you'd rather sacrifice your legendary to get on that point, especially against a non-negate team. It's basically guarantee couple criticals. And considering Nibbles can also keep cycling. So, for example, if Shuriken snipes the Sledgehog, and Sledgehog doesn't die and goes for sleep, he can just switch to Light Nibbles, critical it, and maybe even confuse it and just kill it in 2 turns. Something that Criminal was aware of and played around it. So here we saw a pretty high level skill of PvP by both. That's what we like. Okay, I think that both guys are cooking some teams, and we gotta wait a little bit. They're sharpening their weapons. And also, guys, I want to remind you that after this game there will be Yusef against Amir, which is like one of the most wanted matchups. Every time Amir plays, it's cinema. And Yusef really putting some work off lately, so it's gonna be really, really interesting to see this matchup also. So I suggest you guys to grab some popcorn, some snack or whatever, and don't go away after this match.
Hello. What's up?
Hello, Josh. Hello. Sorry, Godlike, I'm not gonna ooh you for you. I'll just face the consequences, so bring your Fangly Sniper. I'm not afraid of it, not anymore. And also, Peep Pump asks, how does the Confuse cycle works? Well, basically, you have to take... it's basically divided in 5 attempts. So every 5 attempts, you're guaranteed to get 3 misses and 2 hits. But you don't know how the the cycle starts. So it can be 0-3 and then a 2 out of 2, or maybe you do 2 hits and 3 misses then, or maybe 1 hit, 1 miss, and so on. So you have no info on where you are, but you know that you're guaranteed to miss 3 and hit 2. And that's where the fun begins, because as you can see, Tan missed the first 3, but he knew that he was guaranteed to hit twice, 2 confuses. And the opponent also knew it and played around it pretty well if you watched the game. And if you didn't, I suggest you to rewatch the VOD after, because it was literally a high-level gameplay by both.
I'm gonna be honest. When I saw the comps and how Tan put the BDO in front of Nibbles, I think it looked like an easy win for Tan. But Criminal hit the 1-on-1, so that actually brought it really close.
Looks like our boys are almost ready.
Yeah, but in the end, it actually came down to who was more luckier, because actually it helped Dan because Scallipot killed himself, so that actually fucked him up because
that was important.
Yeah, Tan got a free critical. Yep. It just came down to who was luckier in the end. Like Tan had some bad luck and then got compensated by the suicide by Skeleton.
Yeah, but if we consider the 0 out of 3, I think his 2 hits could lead to a bit more of advantage.
Yeah, he played really good, to be honest.
Okay, looks like we are here already. Criminal bringing the same lineup, a losing lineup, kinda interesting decision. Meanwhile, Tan is going for something different. He has a double sniper team. He wants his revenge with 1 out of 1. And now I think it's Cat Bunny time.
Or he just keeps hitting. Yeah, I think he has to go Caddy because the order is better if he goes Caddy. Oh, he keeps hitting. Interesting.
Arguable decision, but still interesting because that will also allow Eclipso to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Because Criminal can't really fight Eclipso with any of his other crits besides Shuriken, and he'll give up the snipe if he does that.
That's interesting because
Criminal. Yeah, you speak, bro. It's okay.
Criminal didn't want here to take the snipe with Shuriken. Didn't want to risk and gamble the 1 out of 1 because he knows that if Cat Bunny hits back, it's gonna be more damage because Cat Bunny has 4 AD bars, meanwhile Shuriken only has 2.
Yeah, really good point. I think what Tan can do here is give him the snipe on Pambu. Okay, he goes Dark Flue because he knows Mooncrit is slower. That's also a good play. I think here Tan is in an advantage. What he can do is just keep switching. But eventually Criminal might try a sleep to get back into the game.
The thing is, Tan can also abuse the Lunar Lul to make Criminal forced to either take a bad trade or go spam or simply take some punish damage.
Exactly. He switches.
Okay, here comes the first penalty. He still goes to Lipini.
Honestly, what I think Tan can do as well is just give him the snipe with Shuriken, because he's not going to two-shot. I think we saw from the previous game that Shuri doesn't even two-shot Twigum.
And that's what he was gonna do. Yeah, he does it.
Perfect.
Good point. I think there's no reason to risk the Confuse on Dark Flue, which is super good against the comp.
So now he can just go to Eclipso, or go to Dark Flue. Yeah, he can go to Eclipso.
Probably Dark Flue works even better.
Yeah,
simply because he's forced to give Mooncrit.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the damage. Pambu is just tanking this Firestorm snipes. It's not working.
Yeah, Pambu really tanky here. Also, here comes another punish though. He goes Eclipso simply because he's lower and he kinda knows that the only answer for a criminal is Skelepop. But Skelepop can be sniped by Cat Bunny. Okay, here comes the confuse. And Tan hitting himself is really huge.
That's not good. Tan should probably hit Eclipse once to reset and go back to Dark Flu, probably. Because he can't lose Eclipso. If he loses Eclipso, it'll be hard to kill Mooncrit.
Okay, yeah, criminal hits again, he knows. Tan goes for one hit, and I think he's gonna switch to Dark Flu.
Yeah, he probably switches now. The criminal switches. Wow. It's actually interesting, because what he can do is double hit and go Dark Flu, because Mooncrit is slower anyway.
Probably another good play is simply go Cyclone, Lunar Lul, okay, he doesn't go for it.
He just goes, Dark Flu is slower. Incredible.
That's gonna be useful. He's forced to go Mooncrit now.
Yeah, so Tan should be able to get this snipe. I feel like what Criminal could have did was actually hit one more time on Eclipso, so whenever Eclipso snipes Mooncrit, he can actually kill it with Hydro. But now he doesn't kill it with Hydro. Oh wow, he gives him that, okay. Interesting play by Criminal.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, I think.
Let's see if he hits 2 out of 2.
He does.
Wow, 2 out of 2.
It's the revenge for the game of before. 0 to 3 and now 2 out of 2.
Yeah. Lucky Yusuf. Really lucky.
I think Criminal is a little bit choking because probably he was scared of the start with Tan hitting 1 out of 1. Probably that made him a little bit stressed.
Oh, he goes for the snipe. Very interesting.
He kinda needs this confuse, which doesn't come, but Cat Bunny only has Choco Quick now, so he's kinda forced to switch. That's a good angle for Criminal to snipe with. And let's see what's gonna be Tan's move. Probably just put Dark Flu in front, works.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Bamboo can do a decent job against Uli. Okay, he goes for the level 10 move. Interesting, because also now Furicon doesn't have moves and he's forced to switch.
Perfect. So what Tan can actually do here is just go to Dark Flu. He has a free switch.
Probably Criminal will try a confuse. So Tan maybe is searching for some alternatives. Because let's remember his Bamboo has confuse immunity, which can probably work.
Yeah, but you don't really want to trade because he heals. He does 34 damage and heals 9, so it's not a good trade for Pambu.
Okay, he's gonna risk it. I think Criminal will go for a confuse here.
Yeah, he probably wants to. He wants to lose a snipe. Probably he needs to lose the snipe here.
He goes for it.
He goes for it.
Oh.
Here's the interesting play. Does he give him the snipe with Mooncrit or does he negate? Oh, he just gives him the snipe. Okay, interesting.
Both players taking it slow. It's gonna be, I don't think a close one. It looks like Tan is kinda winning, but we saw Tan coming back from the previous bad spot, so let's see, maybe Criminal can cook something here. But it looks desperate.
Yeah, he needs to land this. He needs to kill Eclipso right now.
would be really good to attack him, and the Calypso kills himself in confusion, and he can quit Pump.
Oh, he negates. I mean,
that also works, kind of.
I mean, that's decent play, but he'll have to go Dark Flute next.
Now it's all a matter of killing that Pambu, and Mooncrit can really become useful here. Very useful.
Or actually, what he can do is actually negate.
Yeah, it will be the best play. Let's see if Tan noticed this.
Yeah, the negates over Dark Flute.
Maybe also switching to Cat works, but...
He can actually just go to Dark Flute here, because Criminal already finished his cycle. So he's not a risk for... And he kills this Shuriken in one Dark Mighty Bash.
Okay, he goes Cat Bunny. That's interesting, because he noticed that Criminal can't... the only thing I don't like about this play by Tan is simply Shuriken is negated, but he dies to one Sugar Rush. But Tulipin is next. The thing is, also Dark Flu is next, and then comes Mooncrit against Bamboo. So yeah, Criminal switches here, noticing that his pattern isn't the best to end the game. And they're still gonna switch around.
I think Tan just has a favorable spot right now. Yes, he kept the snipe. Criminal isn't manipulating the speed right now. So
probably it goes for confuse. It's like
he already used it, so he's 2 out of 3, I think, or 2 out of 4.
Oh yeah, the Shuriken confuse.
Yep, exactly. So his only play here is to negate. But I think that basically means GG. Yeah.
Yeah, simply because he can fix his order.
Yeah, unless he passively cycles confuse here. But I don't think he will do that.
Yeah, I think Criminal is noticing that it's gonna be a lose most likely.
Yeah, their caddy is gonna have so much value.
Yeah, I don't think he dies to one single Shuriken hit. If I remember correctly, it still has 100 HP, meanwhile Shuriken was doing around 90.
Yeah.
So even if it comes that close, which is kinda... I won't say impossible, but probably he can go to the spot with one Panda miss. Oh, never mind.
Exact damage.
He dies. Yeah, never mind. I think he wouldn't reach that spot even if Pambo misses.
So here Tan can actually just hit. Doesn't matter, because he hits and then he can negate his Pambo. And then it's pretty much GG.
Well, I think he can actually critical the Mooncrit instead of negating, because if he snipes with Shuriken, it's gonna survive.
Because then Shuri might have the double turn, so he kills Panbu and then has a critical on Caddy. So I think it might come down to 10 HP maybe on Caddy. Let's see.
Let's see, I think both hitting and negating here are both correct plays.
Yeah, I think so too.
He hits. He kinda knows that here if Shuriken snipes, he just negates, keep fighting, and Cat Bunny simply clears it out, hitting once into Shuriken, killing it, and then simply finishing the Mooncrit, which has 5 HP.
I think it's pretty much GG.
Yeah, we can call it a GG already. Mooncrit dies here.
Yes, he gets a crit. Yeah, but then Shuri dies, so it's GG.
Yeah. Well, what Criminal can try to do is try to set up Bamboo on dying in his own turn. But it's gonna be hard because most likely it's just gonna hit a negate.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows that and he's trying to do it. It's gonna be really hard though. Probably now he will hit the level 15 move, or the 60, the dive move.
Or if Tan is actually confident, he just switches to caddy right now.
It's gonna be so risky though.
Yeah.
I mean, probably he survives, but yeah, look, he doesn't want to take the risk. I think Criminal here can hit dive. Tan should have negated. He's trying to set up a comeback. It's all down on Tan doing a mistake, but I think from this point, even if Pambo dies in his own turn, Cat Bunny just survives. Oh look, he needed 2 more damage. But Pambo is not gonna kill Shuriken here because Tan is not negating it for some reason. He goes Panda Bash, it's 11 HP, but in the next turn Shuriken probably dies to whatever, even if Pambo dies in his own turn.
Oh, it's GG because he doesn't kill this. He can't go shoot. Yeah. Tan can just hit.
Maybe Mother Nature misses. Mother Nature doesn't miss and finish the job. Unlucky, but I think it was GG anyway. Cat Bunny survives one hit.
Yeah, and he wasn't gonna land confused. It was guaranteed to miss.
Yeah, GG to both, and congratulations on Tan for winning 2-0. Okay guys, in like 5 or 10 minutes we're gonna start the next stream. The matchup is Amir against Yusuf, as I said before. So let's just stay tuned and just give us a couple minutes to set it up. And it's gonna be a really good one, trust me. You don't want this to be missed. So call your friends, call whoever you want, grab some snacks, and see you in a couple minutes, guys.
Yeah, I think we saw the power of 1-on-1.